Hello and welcome to the Modern Romantic Podcast, where we celebrate and inspire romanticism through passionate people who do incredible things. Hi, are you a good witch or a bad witch? We'll find out tonight from Glenda herself. Hi, I'm Trey, and we're joined by also another very good person. I would not
Oh,
classify
thank
her
you.
as a witch, but it's my co-host Emily. Hi, Emily.
Hello.
How
How are
are you?
you? I want to know which is which for you.
Depends on the day. I'm not gonna lie. There are some days that I would love to grow long fingernails and just cackle, and then there are other days that I would like to bless other people with ruby red slippers.
Hmm. Yeah, it seems like you. You're
Mm.
like a Gemini. I have I have kind of pink and kind of green I'm wearing today together, so
Oh, okay.
maybe that that was unintentional, but here we are.
Yeah. Now I do have to ask, how was your week?
Still in teaching mode. I had an answer for this today and I didn't I forgot it. Yeah, it's still in it. Also, I've got a Christmas tree up now. So, yeah,
Congratulations.
we are past Thanksgiving into the holiday fray.
Is it now acceptable to start playing holiday music without repercussions?
I mean, I'm for that anytime. Like I'm a Pentatonics fan and I feel like when you tell the device that you might listen to play that music, it will play that and it automatically veers into Christmas. Like it's the same happens with Harry Connick Jr. and Michael Bublé. I've
Okay.
noticed. So
Yeah.
when you go say, "Oh, play this artist," then it inevitably ends up in Christmas music. And so I feel like I kind of do that all year round,
Okay. I love that.
inadvertently. But here we are. Yeah. Do you have a tree?
I do not. I'm actually not putting up a tree this year.
Okay.
Storage is a little bit scant in my house right now, so I am choosing to be a little bit more minimalist and just keep the spirit of Christmas in my heart.
Oh, you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, it's nice. I'm also going to be making lots of peppermint flavored things, so Christmas will be here year round.
Okay. Well, you can keep that to yourself. I'm just I'm kidding. For those that don't know, I'm not a peppermint person. I don't do mint as a whole. So more for you, Trey.
Okay, I will absolutely take that. But my week's been pretty good. We are 1 week until the opening of A Christmas Carol.
Right?
Um, Shout out to my carolers if you're listening. You all are sounding great. I know that I'm working them endlessly, and there are some frustrations because I strive for excellence, and sometimes that's a lot for some people. But you're doing very well. I can't wait to see you, and also happy birthday, Hank, because today
Oh,
is officially Hank's birthday, who plays our Scrooge and has played Scrooge for I think almost the past decade.
wow.
This is like the recurring show for him. So
A
happy
good run.
birthday, Hank.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Hank.
Yeah.
Do you end up like going to bed and you hear like ba rumpa bum bum in your head or any of the other songs? Like, are these things that you keep you up at night because you can't get them out of your head?
The only one that really keeps me up at night is Deck the Hall with Boughs of Holly, and it's mostly the fa la 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 that really keeps me up at night. There's a really fun moment in the show where one of the carolers is playing one of the Cratchit children, and the her mother is looking at her like, Belinda, will you please come away from the door? And she continues to sing, and she goes, what have I told you about staring at outside the window? And she goes, fa la 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 la. It's a super cute moment. You have to be there to see it. But really, that's about the only one.
Well, I'm glad that we're going to be singing that song tonight on the podcast, so you can be haunted further. I'm just kidding.
But is it the ghost of Christmas present, past, or future, or all three?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, I am very much excited to not talk about Christmas, but still be in the spirit of music with our guest
Yes.
tonight. Would you introduce our guest today?
I would love to. Tonight, we are joined by Grammy nominated singer and songwriter and global badass goddess, Glenda Benevides, an artist known for her powerful voice, her storytelling, and her incredible creative spirit. Glenda, welcome to the show.
Yay!
Yeah, hey, hi, y'all.
That was the best. That was the best intro we've ever had.
That was so good. Hey, y'all. I just wanted to say hi from California.
You you sound like you're from California.
That's for Trey.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much.
So perfect.
Oh, my goodness. You guys, you make me laugh. I've been laughing the whole time. It's awesome.
It's been great. It has
Yeah.
been great.
Oh, thanks so much for having me on, you guys. This is great.
It's going to be a fun show, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've go ahead, Trey.
Nope, you go.
No.
No,
No.
I
Amazing.
refuse.
So do I. Put coal in my stocking. I am not going.
Krampus is coming. I can feel it.
Had a story about that. I'll wait on that. So I am curious, Glenda, because I feel like with how powerful your voice is, you have been singing for like since you were young. But I'm curious, where did that love of music start?
Before birth, I guess. I don't know. It's so weird. It's one of those things where you almost fall into it. At least I did. I was singing with my dad at 4, just in the car, and then once you're introduced to some instruments or whatever, next thing you know, you're singing, and next thing you know, you're in choir, and that's just kind of how it happened. It was, and then I did it really well. So, and everyone was like, yeah, this is good. And so that's really kind of how it started. It wasn't like an intentional thing. I really wanted to play violin. My
Oh.
parents said, no,
Why?
it's noisy.
Yeah.
Right. That's, I didn't know that. But what I did get for Christmas was a guitar.
Oh.
Okay.
So they kind of set me off on a direction that they had no idea that I was going in. Yeah. So that's, yeah.
So did you play the guitar and sing then at the same time?
Yeah.
Name that tune, Trey.
I was gonna make a joke. Anyway.
West Virginia.
Yep.
Country road.
Yes,
take
yes.
me home to the place. Anyway.
Sing it, Trey.
Oh, not right now.
Oh,
God. No? Okay.
No.
We'll wait for
right
the
now.
caroling portion of the show.
Yes.
Were you writing your own stuff then too?
I didn't really start. I mean, I fiddled around with things, but I didn't really start writing until when was it? I think my first song was when I was like Heart Crush at like 13, I think 13 or 14. And it was like a Christian group or something. I was just in love with this guy. And so I wrote this song about how much I loved him. And it was, it was a deep song. It kind of went like this. I love you. I love you. That's deep. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's really deep. It's really,
yeah. It started
wow.
there. No, and then I didn't write for years, after that. But yeah,
it's really innovative. Nobody ever writes about love or heartbreak.
No, but I think the fun part for me though was years later. I was on the road with my bands, and I realized that if I was making money and touring and stuff, and it was great. But I realized to really sustain myself in my career at that point, I thought, oh, you got to write original music. You got to get on that. And just about that time, my mom had gotten, precursor. I think she was getting ready to have cancer. And I intuitively knew that. So I decided to come home, and thank God I did, because she got really sick. And at that point, I had a mentor, and a spiritual mentor. And she said to me, and I used to call her all the time crying. I remember I was in Las Vegas, and I was like, I hate this, crying about the band and stuff. And she just screamed so loud at me on the phone. She said, get your beep home. And for some reason, it just shook me to the core. And the next thing I know, I was quitting the band. which was so weird. I didn't think I was going to quit ever, anything, especially when it comes to music, right? And
Yeah.
so I came home and she said, "You need to do inner child work." And that's when I started. And it was really a wax on, wax off moment. I found myself in her house, cleaning her house, in the toilet, scrubbing toilets, going, "I was just on stage last week." You know, it's really a humiliating experience. Uh,
Sure.
not humiliating, but what would be the word?
Humbling.
Humbling. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, and and it really dove me deeper. And then she said to me, "Okay, Glenn," after 2 weeks of that, she's like, "Okay, what do you really want to do?" And I said, "I really want to write music, and I don't know where to start." And she said, "Okay, you've got 2 weeks. We're going to be in downtown Portland, Oregon, and we're going to be on television for a New Year's Eve broadcast. You need to write me a song. Go."
Wow.
Yeah. And that was the moment it really started for me. And I went home and I was in a meditation, and I really kind of channeled this song, and it just came. And I wrote down all the lyrics that I had, and I didn't have a melody or anything. And so I went to a really good friend of mine in Portland, and his name was Michael Allen Harrison, fabulous musician, fabulous career. And I came to him and I said, I got this song that I want to do, and I'm going to sing, and no, 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 no. And I don't have any melody, and I don't have any. He was like, "Give me the lyrics." And so he went to the piano, and he literally looked at the lyrics and went, "Ding, ding, 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 ding." And I looked at him and go, "That's it. That's the melody." And that song was born from that moment on.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really a special moment.
Right on the first try is kind of magical.
Right?
Yeah.
I think I just didn't have any belief that I couldn't do it. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's really where it started. It was like, I have to do this. She's depending on me. It was like that.
That's really powerful. I feel
Yeah.
that way for other art
Mm.
forms too. When you go into, or anything in life, if you go into it going, we're just going to do it,
Right.
instead of, we hope we can do this. When you go into it
Maybe.
with that
Yeah.
mindset,
Yeah.
you seem to be more likely to be successful.
Yeah. I think so.
Like, we're going to make it happen.
Do you feel like it was, sorry, excuse me. Do you feel like it was more impactful because your mom had that kind of humbling experience, like as a precursor to that? Or do you think that you might have still arrived to that journey and that same kind of point maybe a little bit later on if you had stuck with the band?
Yeah, that's a really great question. And I think it was kind of one of those things that layered. So, like, that went down. She yelled at me on the phone. I came home. I got home. And then mom started getting sick.
Hmm.
So it was like those things. And yeah, it was, and I mean, I would have come home, obviously, if she was sick, and I would have come home. But this was that final moment where you go, and you probably know this, Trey, and I don't know much about you, Emily, which I have questions. As I'm assuming you're an actor and singer yourself.
Of
And
course.
and
As of
it's
now.
right. It's just one of those moments where you go, "Oh, I'm not giving that up." Like
Yeah.
that's when I do, or that's my life journey, or that's my favorite pastime, or whatever it is for you. It doesn't matter. But um, I would have for sure come home, but I think that was the moment where it broke. Like, there was a broken thing that happened, and it just shook me so loud. It vibrated through my soul that it was like, it just like woke me up. Like, no, you need to come home and do inner child work. Like, you need to handle it now. And it took her being brave and yelling at me like that to like stop me from whining and complaining and staying in something that it was outmoded. I really needed to come home and really start, get on your path. That path was fine for a while. You've got enough education and worldly experience, but now you need to come home and do this.
Hmm.
So Yeah.
Toilet scrubbing time.
Yeah. Wax on, wax off. Everybody knows that.
Yes.
Okay. It was really that moment.
Where do you feel like your musical like language started? Because you have this interesting blend of blues and jazz and soul kind of all mixed together. Where did that fusions really start to come into play for your musical journey?
It's really started probably like the fusion started about less than 10 years ago. Because I have done all styles of music through my life. And struggled with it because I kept trying to pigeonhole myself like you need to pick a genre, pick a lane, stay there, And what I've come to realize is that I'm more than that genre. I'm more than that, and that there's other ways of expressing, there's other ways of sharing, there's other ways of singing that not only elicit my own transformation, but it also allows others to hear it, like, and it's so weird because I'll have some people go, "Oh, I really love Beautifully Flawed," or, "Oh, I really love that when you sing really high and and I love that gravelly voice," So if I would have like made myself stay within a scenario, a genre, a sound, or whatever, I think I wouldn't have would touch as many people as that I can. Do you know what I'm
Sure.
saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's just me. That's not everybody. I'm just learning about know thyself,
Mm-hmm.
just learning about myself. And like right now, I'm working with, you guys know who Susan Boyle is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So her vocal coach is my vocal coach. And I've been working with him for about a year now. Ooh, he's fantastic. And he's an amazing singer himself. Well, he and I just totally clicked. And he lives in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
And we're putting together a jazz a tour, something to tour with jazz. So
Neat.
I know, right? So I'm
Ooh.
going to do this jazz thing, and I've got this whole, like right now, I'm working on an album for next year for Grammys, and just to put out, and it's a whole blues slash stomp slash.
Cool.
Oh yeah, it's really cool, and so I'm working on that. So you see what I'm saying? So it's like na 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 na,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we are all multifaceted. And
Mhm.
so playing with that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in situations where people have said, stay in your lane with whatever. It happened with fashion design for me. It was don't do your own photography because you don't want to be known for that. You want to be known for your fashion design. You'll hurt your career as a fashion designer if you do your own photography. And I was like, but I can't afford a photographer. And so I did it anyway. And like, nobody really gave me crap for it. No one asked who my photographer was either.
Right.
But like, I think that's okay because now I've shifted totally into photography and I don't do fashion design anymore. And thank God because that speaks to me way more.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Like, so I think n- stifling that part of us
Yeah.
isn't true to yourself.
Right.
So it makes
Well,
sense.
we evolve, right? We're
Mm-hmm.
on a journey. So it's like just who you were as a fashion designer, you're going to use that probably in other things, like with your
Sure.
visual eye, right? While you're taking
Mhm.
pictures. But it doesn't mean that that's just where you want to stay,
Right. Yeah.
Maybe.
We all have
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
aspects of life we want to
Well,
explore.
good for you just to allow that to happen. Some people go, "No, I've got to do it like this. I've got to stay
Right.
here." And I'm sure there are some people, just like some people, and they get married at, 19 and 20 and they're still married and they're happily married.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mhm.
so that's their journey, right?
Yeah. And I could be wrong, but I feel like there's a quote that Picasso had that was I'm probably wrong on who it was. So I apologize for not attributing it to the right source. But it was learn the rules so that you can know how to break them.
Break them. That's
Hmm.
awesome. Yeah.
That's how Trey is like a master waffle maker.
Totally.
Trey, can I come over for waffles?
Absolutely. I will make you strawberry cheesecake waffles.
Oh
I
my
love
God.
it. I love it. How do you do that?
Very
Mm,
carefully and with a little precision, but always
mm.
with love.
Aw. Okay, well, I'm catching a flight, so
Okay,
Yeah.
can you pick me up?
sure.
Okay, good.
CLT.
Trey's like, oh, help me.
I'm gonna have a Grammy-nominated artist.
looking
Ah!
looking through his cookbook for a waffle recipe.
Hide everything. What's happening? I don't know. This girl is coming. I have to pick her up.
That wouldn't be the first time we've done that, though.
Really? Oh, that's
No.
awesome.
Yeah, we did a photo shoot once where we picked up a guy from Australia at the airport.
I
Seriously.
love
Never
it.
met him. Yeah, do you
Turned
remember
out to
that?
be super cool.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it. I love
And
it.
we asked him, we were going to take him out to dinner after the
Yeah.
photo shoot. And we're like, what do you want for dinner? Because we want to take you out. And he goes, I want something quintessentially American.
Nice.
And so we thought, okay, where should we take him? Because we've never thought about our own food that way. You know, we like
Right?
apple pie, you know, but like what is quintessentially American? So we took him to Waffle House.
Oh, that's perfect. Was that when you were living like in the South?
Yeah, near
Okay.
Charlotte. Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we took him to the Waffle House and we had a great meal.
Nice. Oh my God, the Waffle House. I love it. Yeah, I was just last year. I was just in Charlesville.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Charleston.
yeah. That was the first time I'd been in that area, so that was really fun. From my girlfriend from Irmo, they took.
Oh yeah.
It was quite a drive. Just beautiful and straight.
From the airport. Yeah.
We went. Well, they picked me up. I think I came in the Columbia,
Okay.
which is really close to them. And then, but one day we took a little jaunt down to the water, where the
Through the Low Country.
low country,
Down to the battery and all the
down to the
beautiful-
battery. Exactly. We walked around the battery. I don't know what accent that is. I'm making up really
Yeah,
weird
that's
stuff.
Good enough. Yeah.
knows. I think I was going halfway between Gone with the Wind and then whatever Daniel Craig's accent was in Knives Out.
That was
Oh my
wonderful. What a combo. Trey, I feel like you could do an old Southern gentleman pretty well.
You could.
Nah, I mean, I do declare, what do you mean? I do not understand.
Little foghorn leghorn.
Nice. Nice.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
You could play Mercutio too.
I could. I would
Yeah.
love to do that.
We do these script readings once in a while, and we had a Southern Mercutio for Shakespeare for help me, Romeo and Juliet. Thank you.
Help me.
And it was one of the greatest characters we've ever seen.
Wow.
Because we did this thing where we're like, you get to create the character you want. Don't tell us. Just show up as that character, and then we're gonna do the script reading. And so we're all surprised by each other. And so here on the screen, it was live, just like this.
I love it.
And we just went go, like we hit record, and we all just did our part. And we did not expect Mercutio to have a Mississippi accent. It was so perfect.
I
It was
love
like
it.
exactly what Mercutio should have been if he was from the States.
I love it.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you guys, are you both voice acting at all?
Some, yes. I used to do some voiceover for the U.S. Wrestling Alliance in Jacksonville, Florida. And they called me a Yankee because I didn't sound as Southern as they did. And then, just little not too professional stuff here and there.
Yeah.
Trey, however.
So I studied music. I studied opera. I've
Wow.
since stopped singing opera, but I like to do musical theater. I like to do jazz.
Beautiful.
And then I have a YouTube channel where I do occasionally either readings of poetry or storytelling.
And it's
I
so
love
good.
it. I
Right
love
here.
it.
Orphe Tunes is the YouTube channel.
Or if you
Yeah, thank you.
choose.
Oh.
Yeah, it's so good. The Eurydice one. I don't. Wait, it's something in Eurydice. What's the other word?
Orpheus and Eurydice.
Orpheus and Orphe Tunes. Duh, you'd think I'd get that. I almost said Oedipus and Eurydice, and that's a totally different story.
That's a whole different thing.
We won't romanticize that.
Oh, please don't.
Well, I was gonna suggest there is a new group out there called Blood Moon Hollow, and they
Ooh.
do radio dramas. And I was thinking you guys might want to be involved in that.
I'm writing this
Yes.
down.
Okay.
Say it again. Blood
Blood
Moon Dramas?
Moon Hollow.
Blood Moon Hollow.
And they do audio dramas. I think it's Blood Moon Hollow Media, I think. Thanks, Trey.
I love that.
YouTube channel.
Oh, thank you for telling us that.
Yeah. I know the guy. I can get you in. I think you guys would be great. I was listening to Trey's voice too. I was like, that'd be great.
Trey's voice is...
They have fun characters. Like, yeah, it's really cool. You'll hear some of it.
So you said that, do they do like, they made the dramas or do they like
Both?
Okay.
Yeah. And they're open to contributions. Yeah.
How fun.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking that up.
Yeah.
That's something that we find, I don't know. I say we, I'm not going to speak for Trey. That's not fair. But I find that to be one of those things where like, it's not work. I could do that forever because it doesn't feel like work.
That's awesome. That's that's the way it should be, right? That's how it feels for me too when I'm singing. So yeah.
I bet.
Yeah. It's like beautiful.
Along those lines, when
Yeah.
it comes to writing your music,
Yeah.
how do you stay grounded emotionally and mentally when you're writing that music?
That's a good question.
I think what I've been doing, every song is different. It has its own life. It's like a demon. No, no, sorry, you guys.
Just got better and better.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's all right. We can
I'm
go to a
back.
commercial break. The 510 Art Lab is a place built on imagination. A home where painters, sculptors, glass artists, photographers, musicians, makers, and dreamers come together. A place where people of all ages discover creativity, maybe even for the first time. A place where community happens. But our story begins long before the Art Lab. This building once housed the Red Carpet Bar, full of memories, stories, and a whole lot of history. When we bought it, we knew we were inheriting a building with character and challenges. The flat roof needed work. We fixed what we could, we patched what we had to, and we opened our doors anyway because we believed this space could become something beautiful. And it did. Over the years, the Art Lab has grown into a vibrant, creative hub for Sauk Center and our surrounding region. But behind the scenes, the roof has continued to fail us. 3 years ago, leaks had gotten so bad that we replaced half the roof. We invested everything we could, hoping it would carry us well into the future. And it didn't hold up the way it was expected to. It began failing again far sooner than anyone anticipated. Then, this June, a major storm swept through our beautiful town. Wind peeled up part of the metal roofing, rain poured inside of our pottery room, and we dealt with flooding, water damage, and new leaks on top of the old ones. We've done everything we can to keep going. Patches, temporary fixes, emergency repairs, but now we've reached the end of what Band-Aids and buckets can do. No roofing company will repair it anymore. We've been told by multiple professionals that the roof must be replaced fully, and it must be done now. Because this building holds something precious, a community of makers, learners, and artists, every class, every exhibition, every person discovering the joy of creating, every late-night studio session, and every moment of connection happens under this roof. So if the roof goes, we risk losing the whole Art Lab. But if we save it, we secure a future for decades to come. We need to raise $167,000 to protect this space, to protect creativity, to protect community, and to protect everything we've built together. So this is kind of our moment. Help us save the roof. Help us save the 510 Art Lab.
I'm back. No, I think, like I said, it's always different every time, but I don't like I'm not Bernadette Peters. She could sing and cry. If I
Oh,
do
yeah.
that, everything closes up. I'm
It's
like,
tight. Yeah.
I haven't been able to separate myself. So when I'm writing, that's a different thing. I usually take a subject matter or something that I'm really passionate about, or that I really feel like I need to share. Um, from my perspective,
Yeah.
obviously.
That's how
And
that works.
right. And then I work it and work it, work it. And then I'll either work with somebody that I think is right. Like, for example, I wrote the song Courage.
Okay.
And I originally worked it with my music partner, Gene Williams, who I'm going to introduce you guys to. And we co-wrote it, right? In just a real basic form. Fabulous. It was a good song. Then we wanted to do something else. And then we brought somebody else in. And then there was that version. And then, and now I'm getting ready to do a full show. It's about an hour and 30, 40 minutes. And it's this hybrid, transformational, edutainment type of experience. So inside of that, courage needs to sound differently. It needs
Okay.
to be more dance, more up, more, gotta have courage now. You gotta just really bring it, not how to have courage now. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
can't be laid back. It had to. So what I did was I thought, okay, it needs to be different. It's not there. It's not there. It's not there. Right. And so a buddy of mine from New York, love him, so talented. Really great guy, David Ayala. And so I reached out to David and said, hey, I'm going to do this song. I need to redo this song. Can and so I let people do their thing. Like, I don't confine everybody. Like, you got to be,
Right.
the only comments I gave him, it needs to be up. It needs to be emotional. It needs powerful. Go. And then we formulate it from there. And he came off with this beautiful track. Like, it's amazing. And it's going to be perfect. It's going to fit right where we need it in the show. And it should really bring people up off their seats. So that's what I'm getting ready for next.
Cool.
It's called Soul on Fire.
Okay.
It's
Good
really,
title.
really cool. It's a multimedia. We've got voiceover. We've got then I'll come out and I'll tell stories and I'll sing inside of a conversation around courage, clarity, confidence, commitment, community, that kind of thing. That's my thing.
That sounds great.
Yeah. So it's kind of like this weird concert, but I'm in a workshop, but I'm in, it's like, it's going to be this hybrid thing. And so far everybody's gone and went, what? That's cool. So I'm like, okay, good. I'm on the right track. So, yeah.
Love that. Do you ever mentally go back to that place, like when you're writing or when you're producing something new, where you're going back to that, I'm going to call it the scrubbing toilet moment, the wax on, wax off moment? Do you ever go like, here's my reset base and like I needed to get back to this? Or is that something now so far in your past that you can move on without retouching that?
It's always a wax on, wax off moment. Really,
Yeah.
It really is. I never forget. I never forget where I come from. I never forget, and I always have a clear intention. With my music, with people, with my entertainment performance, whatever want to call it. But I always make sure that I'm in service, and how that is I get to take my gifts and I get to formulate it in ways that really supports others. Like, what does that look like? What are people listening for right now? What do people need right now? What do I need right now? Those kind of things. Some
Yeah.
people are struggling with mental wellness. Some people are struggling with sleep. Some people are struggling with just knowing themselves, So I kind of look at those kind of things and I go, well, how do I serve that with my gift? And I think we all have that. We all have that place in ourselves,
Yeah.
unless you're narcissistic.
Right. Then you have some different work to do. Yeah.
I think sometimes though that place gets lost. So everyone has that capacity, and sometimes it gets lost. Uh, so, do you have any tips for people that may feel like they've lost that ability to be empathetic or to have those moments of inner self-reflection?
Get
Hmm.
help. No.
Yeah, like get a therapist.
Get help. No. Help me. No, I just, I just, I think I get what you're saying because, life is like that, right?
Yeah.
Up, down, up, down. I think if you take the time to make yourself a priority, from a holistic point of view, and I think because then you can step back and go, okay, what is it that I really want? Who am I? What's my contribution? And it doesn't have to be lofty. It doesn't have to be, I'm gonna, no, I'm gonna take care of my kids the best way I can.
Yeah.
Or, right? I mean, it just needs to be something that lights you up, soul on fire, and just make sure that you write those things down. Like, what is it that I want? What is it that I don't want? And kind of use that as a roadmap. Start developing your own roadmap. So when you hit the skids and you're on your knees going, I want to kill myself. When you feel like that, you're like, no, I can just stop.
Right.
Then you can kind of look those things up again, and just go, let me reset, kind of, Emily, to answer your question a while back, there was moments in my writing time as an artist really struggling, like there was a good 10-year period where I just never gave up, but I just kept looking for the right person to work with who is, because I
Yeah.
felt I'm the type of artist that I work well with others. I like others. And it also creates a new creation when you're working with others. Some people are prints, some people they have their own, thing that they work through on their own, Um, but I didn't do that. And I was struggling so bad that one day I was so tortured inside myself that I literally got up, went into my office where my music stuff is, and I go, I quit.
Mm,
And I literally left the room, shut the door, I locked it. That was it. I was done. I was done with music. And
nice.
I gave myself 24 hours, and then the I quit went away, and then the rest of it came through and said, no, 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 but you gotta do, I
Hmm.
was listening. I was listening for that. And I allowed myself to stop, just stop, quit it, just reboot.
That is a good reboot. I mean, it's an extreme one maybe, but that's what it took.
Yeah,
And yeah, I get it.
yeah. Because otherwise I was just kind of idling and pretending. Uh,
Right. And you don't always realize you're idling. You just know it's something's off.
yeah,
So getting to that point sometimes is the part that takes time.
yeah, yeah.
What is something about what you do? Like what is it that you see at some point where you go, "Oh yeah, this is why I do what I do."
Yeah, it's when I'm on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you see people and you watch them light up, or you watch them go, "I never thought about that." You have those moments, you can see it in their eyes, and you go, "I did my job. I did my job." And it's not for me, it's for them.
Yeah.
You know, for me, what I get out of it is I get to live my purpose,
Mhm.
and that makes me feel right. I'm right. I'm feeling right about this, And another thing I noticed, and I noticed this for myself and for other artists too. I noticed probably just people in general, because you're an author, right, Emily? Are you an author? Why did I think?
I had a magazine, so yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
So
A writer.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's like
I was
painful.
like, "Wait, did I write a book? I forgot about."
That was that moment, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Guess what?
yeah.
I'm an author now too.
See? I love it. Yeah, it's that moment where, especially those of us, and you would not think that I'm an introvert, but I am.
Sure.
And I'm introvert extrovert. And I'm off stage and people come up and they want to tell you something. You probably know about
Mhm.
this, Trey, right? They want to tell you what their experience was. And I noticed that I would get really, really, really shy and really embarrassed. Like, no, don't say that. That, I was like, no, no. That's how I feels inside. Right. And I go, Glenn, it's not about you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about the compliment, and I really realized it was about them.
Mm-hmm.
It was about them and them being able to share with you their experience, and that's why I can stay present with that and just go, thank you, you know, instead of like, nah,
Yeah, no, I get it.
yeah,
That's something common with, with any art. Once you put it out there, you've put part of your heart and soul out there for the world, which is its own process and level of boldness for the artist. But once you've put it out there, and this is a common thread on the show I've noticed too, is letting that go then so that the audience can make it their own somehow.
yeah,
And so what you just described is kind of part of that. And I feel like that's something that it happened to me recently too. I had this photograph that's behind me on the wall, is in a gallery, and there was someone who didn't know it was mine, came up to me and said, "What do you think is going on in this photograph?" And I said, "Well, because I took that photograph, I know what's going on."
I
Because
love
I was
it.
standing right there. But yeah, it actually happened, and I thought it was pretty great. But there was that thing where I had to like I turned it around. I want you to tell me what you think is going on, because
Yeah,
it at some point the perception and the way it touches their lives
yeah,
becomes what matters.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally. You totally get it. Yeah,
I think I think
yeah,
there's also that innate thing to talk about the things that are like were wrong with the performance or
mm,
with the thing that we made or the photograph that we took.
mm-hmm.
When had a similar experience where we talked about like what people get out of that, which is what they see as the final product and it's their
Mm-hmm.
experience.
Yeah.
Um, Talked to somebody the other day. They had made their own full coat, like everything from head to toe, made their coat fully
Cool.
lined. Let me just say, fully lined coat.
Wow.
That's not easy.
And she started to talk about like, oh, there are threads here, oh, the hemline, and oh, like this. And I said,
Mm.
would you just shut up
Shut
for a
up.
second and just look in this mirror? Pointed to a full body
Mm.
mirror. I was like, you made this, like you made
Wow.
this. And she goes, I did make this, but still this thread and this. No, it's about the whole thing that you made. You're the only person that's going to know about those little details.
Yeah.
Everyone else is just going to experience the end product, and
Yeah.
that's what
Mm-hmm.
people are excited about.
100%. That's really a great story. Gosh. And that's so true, right? I think we all maybe we didn't do as well as we should have while we were on stage or something, and last thing, it's embarrassing to you or you see the flaws or whatever, but don't poo poo on their experience, right? Because
Right.
Yeah.
they're not coming up and go, you know what? That's a cool outfit, but let me tell you about the things that you left undone. It's just like, wow, really?
Yeah, and the big secret that a lot of people don't talk about enough is that very few pieces of art of any kind are
Yeah,
in any way perfect.
yeah,
That's not what it's about at all.
correct. Correct.
So,
What's the both you and Trey, what is a thing or an experience that you were the most excited or proud about?
ooh, good question.
Ooh.
And the panel is stumped.
Right. It was excited about or most proud of.
Hmm.
Well, gosh. I'm going to go. Well, my answer would be New York Fashion Week.
Ooh.
I showed at New York Fashion Week. I never thought I would. I
Oh
never
my
thought
God.
that was a thing I would ever get to do. And I
Wow.
had things I made on that runway that walked, and it was one of the coolest moments of my life.
Oh my God, that's
And so,
fantastic.
yeah, it was
Wow.
fun.
Yeah. I've been to New York Fashion Week, so
Have
I
you?
think that's pretty dang
It is
cool.
really fun.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had never been to New York before. I've been through the airport, but not like in the city. And so I got to experience, and honestly, this might have been, New York Fashion Week's a big deal. And like, there's all this prep that goes into this 7-minute show or whatever it is. But like the thing that impacted me maybe more than that, which I hate to say this, but maybe I don't hate to say it. It was the vibe of the city that they talk about is so much more real than you think if you've never been there.
Yeah.
And so I'm there and I'm in because the show is right by Times Square. Like behind the building is Times Square. And so I'm in Times Square and we went out there for a photo shoot with the models after the show. And so we're like out back there for this photo shoot and like the Times Square is Times Square. So that alone has this
Energy.
vibe. And then the show had just happened, so you're on this high from that. And then all the models are there with all your stuff they're wearing. Like all of it was just like too much at once, but it was like the vibe of the city was in and of itself was worth going. And so the excitement level was really high, and I'm proud that I did it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess the end. How about you, Trey?
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. Yeah.
I'm going to say the time that I got to play Hades in a telling of the Orpheus myth.
I remember that.
This version, I didn't live speak on stage. My voice was pre-recorded.
Okay.
I didn't mouth along with anything, so my mouth was not moving at all, but I would do like the motions like I was talking to give that otherworldly effect.
Sure.
The part that I loved so much about this show was the fact that I would show up in different iterations of Hades. And when I showed up in these different iterations, they would be played by puppets. So for a large part of it, Hades would, there would be a child version that looked like the guy from the Saw movies. So I would have him on my arm and I'd be puppeteering as I'm going along.
Yeah.
But the piece that the version of him that I think I loved the most was stepping out as the demonic form at the very end of the night.
Wow.
These huge claws. I had this full body puppet on me, and just the motion, the one sweep of my hand was half the stage.
Wow.
And stepping out with that full puppet, I heard on the opening night, I heard an audible gasp from the audience. And it was just so empowering to just go, "Fear me."
Wow.
Super cool.
I love it. Oh,
that wow factor is fun,
right? It's like those are the moments, man.
Mm-hmm.
Those are our lives.
Yeah.
Right?
What about you?
Yeah, that was my next question.
No.
Stop.
I'm proud of nothing.
Lies. Such lies and deception.
No. Well, I can think of 3 actually. One was in the south of France. I was at a music conference the very first time ever, and it's a world music conference, right? It's not around anymore, but it was called Meedem. And I remember getting there, I was so excited, and I came in and I stood at the top of the stairs, and I was so shocked that in that moment I knew my career was over. It had been over 20 years prior. And it just shook me to my core. And what I realized was what was shattering was the fantasy of what I thought I was supposed to be or my career. And in that moment, it was like, no, that's over 20 years ago, right? And I was like, what's that? And I had to rebuild myself. Who am I? Like I had to get through that. It was really, really intense. That was one experience that I thought was quite memorable, life-shaking, earth-shaking, whatever, transformational. And I hit an all-time low. That was that day. But and then I think the all-time high for me was when I got the nomination for the Grammy, and I couldn't quite believe it. And then I purchased my ticket to go down there and be a part of it, and I got there, and they actually caught me on TV. So there awesome. Yeah. If you go to my website, you'll see, or I think it's on my website. No, maybe it's not on my website. Maybe it's on my Facebook or something. Glenda
Okay.
Benevides.
Yeah. Go
Anyway,
stalk that.
you'll see me, and I'm like this, going like that, because someone else was going up for an award, and I was like taking a picture, and the camera passed by, and then they captured me doing that. Anyway, and of course I had to wear the late 1800s male outfit.
Cool.
Everybody else dresses, and I'm like, no, I have to wear this. But I think that was it felt like when I was walking down that aisle to go grab my seat for the show, it was the moment where I had arrived. It was like, you've arrived, you can now go to sleep. No. It felt like that. It was like the pinnacle, that I think those were the high and the low, the really low. How are you going to reinvent yourself? So yeah, that was marvelous, and I've just not stopped. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Cool. Yeah. You brought up one thing that I didn't realize, and that is even though you're a nominee, you have to buy a ticket.
Oh yeah, that's what I
had no
said.
idea.
What?
Yeah. Matter of fact, the woman that was she was my PR woman. So she, as I have a friend in the film industry, and he said, "Oh no, you need a PR person to be with you," because what they do is they drag you around, and they get you in the line, and then they mark up who you are, and then you stand and you go on the red carpet, and they talk to you and shit like that. And thank God she was with me. I didn't necessarily think it was thank God at the time, but I'm glad she was, because she got me through a lot of things. But it's a whole weird protocol that you have to go through with all these things, and it's all you're learning on them, on the fly, and they don't tell you. Like, I'm in the Recording Academy. I'm a voting member, and I love it, and the people are fabulous, but it's like a secret society. No one tells you what to expect. So
it's like, do we bow to the queen, and when?
And when? Why didn't anybody tell
it,
me?
right.
Like, nobody told me what to do. So she was a big help with that. But
oh yeah.
But yeah, there were so many things. You're like, what? So there's a 4.5, 5 hours of this, and then we're going to go into the arena, and then we're going to do what, so, but yeah, it was very, very fun, very interesting, very, very, you always feel like you're on the first rung. Let me just tell you that, of the ladder, you're thinking,
Sure.
I think I'm on the 5th now. No, you're on the 1st. You just got on the 1st. You're lucky.
So the PR person is somebody that you brought on for that day, and then that's it? Like,
she was with me for a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know, Trey. So when you go to the Grammys, get yourself a PR person.
Okay. Emily.
I've never, not me. I will tell you to do all the wrong things. We will make a spectacle of ourselves.
Dude, it's all insider trading. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You don't want to, Grammys are expensive, you guys. It's better to watch on TV. Watch CBS. You're going to see way more upfront instead of the nosebleed section for $500. Oh, yeah.
But I could see why, as a nominee, you definitely want to try to.
Oh, yeah. Of course. You want to be there. You want to see if you're going to win.
Yeah.
You find out during the day run. Yeah.
So you find out when they announce it on the stage, right?
It's called the pre-show. So in the pre-show, that's during the day from 11 a.m. till about 5. Okay. You'll get to hear everybody, and the nominee is Beyonce, da 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 da, and then they go, and the winner is Beyonce. Excepting for Beyonce is, that's how they, because it's all day, right? And then, which I didn't know, and I'm a musician anyway. I didn't know, and then they break, and then you go into the crypto. The crypto used to be Staples Center, the crypto center, whatever, and that's where the big show is. That's the one that you guys see when you're watching CBS. For the Grammys. Well, that's what you guys see, and you only see like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 awards max, right? I think.
Yeah, because there's all the performances, and they make it like more of a show than
yes. So you only see the top tier people. best new album,
Yeah.
best new artist, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they like play on the screen like earlier in the day we did these awards, and then they'll say who won, but it's not like the bigger award.
Yeah, no, it would take too long because it was really a 5-hour show
Yeah,
during
how
the day because
fascinating.
they go through each category. There's a lot of categories. I think there was like 96 or something
Oh wow, yeah,
this
that's
year.
a lot to get through.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. But it's so fabulous. I tell you, you guys, it was really wonderful because when you walk in, you are in your group. Like everybody that you look at is a musician or a producer or a songwriter or something, and you just kind of go, oh my God, this is camp. This is like really neat. You get to,
Your tribe, yeah.
yeah, and you can actually meet people and you can, and if, and everybody's cool about it. And there's all ages there. I saw some really older people and I saw really young kids, not kids, but,
Yeah.
youngsters, like 20-year-olds. And that part was neat because you go, well, I can talk to anybody. And I met some guys from Chicago. I met guys from France. I met, it was beautiful and really wonderful artistry too. Just fabulous. Like music, you just like, oh my God, why isn't this on the radio? This beautiful, beautiful talent, art, music is great. Yeah, it's fabulous.
There's so much music out there that should be on the radio that isn't.
Yeah. And
I agree.
yeah. It's a it's a closed system. It's the record companies. They're a business. We know who's going to win. It's going to be Beyonce because she's got a tour coming up. So we got to, have her, it's like that, it's just, plus a lot of times the record companies too, like I'm a voting member. So I vote, and so do 20 other thousand people that are in our group, our category, the Academy get to vote. And so, maybe a record company has 200 people that are voters. Well, guess who they're going to vote for?
Yeah, their person.
Well,
That's fair.
that's just my opinion. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm suspicious. So
I could see why.
yeah.
So tell us real quick about Global Badass Goddess.
Yay. So it all started in my kitchen in Santa Cruz, California.
As all the best things do.
Right. And a girlfriend of mine, we were standing there, she was talking, and she said, "You're a badass goddess." And I said, "What?" And I immediately thought, "Oh, don't know." And then I stopped for a second. I go, "What are you doing? She's giving you a compliment." And I was like, "Really?" And then I thought, "Okay." And then I kind of thought about it for a while, and I took that on as a kind of a pillar to live through. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to redefine badass. So, because a lot of times a badass, well, that means you're going to hurt somebody or, choke them or something. It's like, no, be aggressive. And I thought, no, I'm going to change the acronym. So beautiful, accessible, daring, savvy, sassy, badass. That's badass. You can change it however you want, right? Interchange it. But I thought I wanted to do that. And I thought, I could live into that. Why not? And have other women and humans, I guess, in general, just live into that. Be a badass in your life, be beautiful, be accessible, be daring, be savvy, be sexy.
So you have made something more of this.
I have.
Yeah.
I basically I've just kind of created a community around that, and a lot of my, well, you can read on my website. I had some workshops and stuff that I did around that. I'm not doing them right now because it's a lot of work. So, but right now I've attached Soul on Fire to being a badass, and so that's really where my main focus is right now. But I have 3 books. I have Courage, Find Your Fire and Ignite Action in Your Life, and that's going to be connected to Soul on Fire. I also have Own the Goddess Within. It's a book and on a PDF, and I have Soul on Fire PDF. So those are easily downloaded. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. Yeah.
So go check it out on your website,
Yes.
which is
GlendaMusic.com. Super simple, super easy. Get you right there.
excellent. So go visit glendamusic.com. And then I have one other question for you, and that is if anybody in our audience or just out there somewhere that is interested in maybe getting into music or starting songwriting or singing, what would be a piece of advice you would give them?
Well, I would say, follow your heart. I mean, that's really the most important thing. And then the rest will come, just be curious, question, ask people questions, get involved with different things so you can really see where it is that you shine and that you really want, because you'll test things and you'll go, that wasn't really good. I'm going to do that, like that. And then there'll be stuff that you go, oh yeah. And you'll ride that for like months, or years. And then you'll change that too, possibly. Yeah.
Solid advice.
Yeah.
Well, I have one last question for you, and it has nothing to do with anything we've talked about so far.
What
And
kind
that-
of no, I'm just kidding. And waffles. And
And
we already know
waffles.
strawberry cheesecake.
Strawberry cheesecake. So you are sitting down to have lunch, and it could be with anybody in the world, alive or dead. Who is sitting on the opposite side of that table from you?
Prince.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Purple rain, purple rain.
Yes, you got it.
Living in Minnesota, it's like a prerequisite. In order to get your driver's license here, you have to like love Prince.
Fifth Avenue. You have to have it. Have to mark that off on your.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always wanted to meet him actually, and I've always been one person away from him.
Oh,
Seriously?
Yeah. And then when I got the Grammy last year, we went to a special part of the evening for nominees, and part of that was I think they were giving out awards, and guess who they were giving an award to?
Prince.
Ooh.
Yeah, they were honoring him. And I'm like, of course I have to be here. It was just like beautiful. So I got to see Jerome from the time he was there. I got to pick pictures of him. You can see all that on my website. But just very, very fortunate, very lucky, and very grateful. And I worked for it. So
Yeah.
all of it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
The one thing I can say, having listened to some of your music, which I have to say, I love that you link your music on your website, and you can highlight some of that. I have to say, I love your voice so much. There's so much power. There's so much heart that's in it. It comes through. I can't say this about every artist. Some people just say lyrics on pitch. Some people are storytellers, and you are a storyteller. And so bless you and the music you create.
Thank you so much for saying that. It means a lot. That means I'm doing my job. Thank you. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Yeah, I really appreciate that. And it means a lot. You're a singer yourself. So it means a lot when singers say stuff like that. So I appreciate it. Vocalists. Yeah.
Right. And then you come in, you spend a glorious hour with us, which, how has it only been an hour?
I know.
I
I
know.
looked at the time and I went, oh, we got like,
Oh
how do
no.
we make this a 2-hour episode?
Right? We have more jokes to tell.
Right?
Seriously.
Well, you have to come back.
Please come back.
I would love to come back. By the way, Trey,
Yes.
while we were talking, I booked my ticket, so I should be there around midnight. No,
Okay, great. All right. Let me know which concourse you're coming in from.
Trey's like, where are you coming in at?
Actually, if you tell me when your flight is, I will
You will
book
drive.
my own flight.
And then I could have both of you. Yes.
That would be so awesome. We could have a
Really
slumber
fun.
party.
That's right.
Sleepover.
I
He's
do.
got a place with room now.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've got a place I have one spare bedroom, but I am not above throwing around some like blow up mattresses. I will give you my own bed to sleep in if you
I
would
love it.
so like it.
You're so awesome. We would have way too much fun.
Oh my gosh, we would never ever sleep.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I can't
So
come
tell
in
me about
today.
this.
I'm hanging out with a cool person today. I can't work. Goodbye.
I can't work. I'm not coming in.
Oh my gosh.
We've had popcorn. We've watched movies. We're now doing audio dramas.
That would be great.
You guys have to. I'm totally gonna. Once we go off the air, I'll give you that info.
Thank you. That would
Yeah,
be fun.
yeah,
Thank
that'd be
you.
great. Not
Well,
that I'm
hurry.
trying to keep it a
No,
secret. Blood Moon
No.
Hollow.
wrap it up, Trey. We've got
Okay.
information to
Seriously, but Glenda, thank you so much for spending an hour with us today. You are an incredible human, and I can't wait to have you
Thank you.
back.
Yeah, thanks for being here. This has been awesome.
As we wrap this episode up, more episodes can be found through our website, themodrom.com, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you all so much for watching us today. If you would like to, we also have a Patreon. Feel free to support us wherever you can. We're on Patreon under The Mod Rom. Thanks so much for tuning in. Happy holidays, everybody. Bye.